we got a fun divisional matchup on this week 2 Sunday Night Football game, and hopefully it's a little bit better than last week's Sunday Night Football divisional matchup, where the Miami Dolphins are flying to the New England Patriots, and they are going to see if they can continue their hot streak and see if Tua can actually break 500 passing yards. It was a complete shame that he didn't do it last week in that boring performance with that win over the Los Angeles Chargers. Patriots are looking to win at home after a very close game against the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl runner-ups last year, where Mac Jones threw for over 300 yards as well and had a really good game on Tom Brady Day. And Ryan, I'll throw it over to you because I really want to hear your thoughts just kind of on this the Patriots' performance last week and how you think they stack up against this Miami team.
Yeah, I actually think they match up pretty well. This is the best I think they've matched up with them in the last 3 years. I think they've really struggled against the Tua era Dolphins, which is kind of just because Tua era Dolphins have been maybe a little bit above average. I know last year they were really good, but Tua had a bunch of injuries. So I think this Patriots team has the best chance to go in and beat them. This defense, as we saw last week, they even in week 1 were throwing a lot of curveballs at Jalen Hurts. And I actually think they did a really good job of confusing him. I also don't think Jalen Hurts had his best game, so that helps the numbers there a little bit. But they held A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith in that Eagles offense to 170 passing yards total throughout the entire game. And they really, if you look at it, so they had 25 points. 7 of those came off a pick six. Another 6 of those came off of a short field where they were able to score a touchdown and then missed the extra point. So in reality, they held the Eagles to one solid drive of 61 yards, which was their opening drive and that they kicked a field goal on. So I think they're going to be able to throw a lot of curveballs at Tua. They were doing some interesting things. They were doing they were sending everyone, doing like an all-out blitz with actually zone coverage behind it, which usually they do cover 0 and then everybody else goes in man coverage. So they're just throwing interesting wrinkles in there, and hopefully they'll be able to trip up Tua in this offense. So one thing I do want to hint on, I think Christian Gonzalez is going to play a really big role in this game. I actually really like his matchup against Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle's not the most physical of receivers, but he does have speed. And Christian Gonzalez, while as a rookie, he's pretty big and can be physical, but he really excels in like the finesse part of the game. And I think him and Jalen Waddle will have a really nice battle to watch. And then that will allow the Patriots to double team Tyreek, especially after he just had that monster performance in Los Angeles. So I think the Patriots match up really well against the Dolphins. Also, I guess this will be the last thing I'll say. This Patriots pass rush is elite. They are top 5 in the league. And I think you can make an argument that they might have the most diverse set of pass rushers, from Christian Barmore to Josh Uche. They have pass rushers of all size, and they are going to make this offensive line work for 60 minutes. So that to me, I'm also a little biased, but I am siding with the Patriots on this one. I'm curious to hear your perspective as a non-Patriots fan of who you think is going to come out on top in this one.
So I'm not going to lie. Like, I wrote down like pick opposite of what Ryan picks, just to also have a little bit of like diversity kind of in overall picks, because coming into this video, I could see it going either way. But sitting here and I'm looking at the stats last week, like the Chargers ran for over 200 yards against them, and the Chargers are not. I mean, maybe Kellen Moore is a running guru genius and everything, but I would have picked I would put a lot of money on the fact that the Patriots can run the ball a lot better than the Chargers, and the fact that the Chargers did that on 40 carries for 232 yards, averaging nearly 6 yards a carry, I would think that the Patriots would be able to just have a field day.
And the Patriots, while they did not have a good running performance against the Eagles, were missing Cole Strange and Mike Nwinu, their 2 starting guards, and Mike Nwinu is their best offensive lineman right now.
Are they coming back for the
week? They should be. I think Mike Nwinu was still in a bit of a ramp-up period where he was injured in the offseason, had surgery, and then he just came back too late, and I just don't think they were comfortable giving him any full reps yet. in a game setting. And so I think this week he'll come back and play half the snaps.
Yeah. I also feel too with this Miami defense as well, as we didn't really get to see the Chargers exploit their secondary nearly as much, just because of how successful they were on running the ball. And Mac Jones put up 300 plus yards on the Philadelphia Eagles defense, which I think we all can agree is one of the better defense, especially secondaries overall, with Darius Slay leading the way at cornerback. So that's where, and that's it. I was blanking on his name because I knew he got banged up on the final drive. Well, it's something that we'll have to watch. But I also think as well, you make a good point with how the Patriots defense, I think, matches up really well. I think they're going to be able to get after Tua. Miami's not going to be able to run the ball. And I know there's so much hype around this receiving game, but I really think I think that they're going to have a similar type performance with Tyreek Hill having 200 plus receiving yards, a couple catches. And I know I'm looking at their stats here now, and there was not really too much diversity overall in who the main targets were. Tyreek Hill got 15. Jalen Waddle got 5. The next guy was Durham Smith, who had 7 targets, who was the second most. River Crawcraft, who that was just a guy never even heard of before, journeyman receiver, like seeing his name up there. I think it's just a cool name. But he had five targets as well. He had 3 catches for a touchdown. It's going to take performances from those guys as well. Like I even think Waddle's going to have a game, and he's going to be matched up against Gonzalez, you said?
Yeah, most likely. I think that is the matchup that the Patriots will favor, and then they'll double team Tyreek Hill just because he has so much speed that if you put one guy out there,
you're going to have to,
you're going to have to help anyways. So I think they might just double him. I think Christian Gonzalez, with his speed and finesse ability, I think he matches up well with Waddle because he might not have to be super physical, but he can use his strengths to his advantage there.
Yeah. I really want to just pick opposite of you, but it's at home Sunday night. I think there was some impressive performances overall, I would say, from the Patriots, both offensively and defensively. I think I'm going to have to stick with the Patriots actually on this one. I know I don't want to agree with you, but I think you're right.
Hey, I like to hear it. Another thing too is the Patriots, they dish the ball around a lot. They had Kayshon Boutte, Demario Douglas, Kendrick Bourne, Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki. Both Zeke and Ramondre had receptions. Like they really spread the ball around, and I think that's going to give this Dolphins defense even more fits. They also lined up in some unique formations that I think even gave the Eagles something new that they hadn't seen before. So I'm curious to see kind of what Bill O'Brien continues to do. I know this video, we talked a lot about the Patriots, and I do think the Dolphins have a very clear path to victory. I mean, they come in and run the offense that they've been running and put up 30 plus. On the Patriots, I just don't know that it's going to be very easy for them to do that.
Well, it's just a much different. I mean, because they're not going to be able to run the ball. They couldn't run the ball against the Chargers. And I know it was a back and forth game, but they only had 70 rushing yards on 20 carries. And so, and that being said, actually Tua had 5 of those carries, so it really is 15 on 65, which actually that's not a horrible ratio. If it comes to just the running back plays specifically. I feel like there's really one way for the Dolphins to win, and that's in a shootout. Now, this is dependent on the Patriots' offensive line, but the Patriots, I can see them stopping this offensive line. I could see them being just winning this game 17-10. I could see them maybe kind of competing with them in the shootout, just because I'm not sold on this Dolphins secondary, especially too with Jalen Ramsey out as well, like Xavier Howard's getting older. I believe also too the pass rush for the Dolphins didn't really pick up until I think really that final drive, which was crucial, for that game.
Yeah.
But they knew it was a passing down scenario. Jalen Phillips and them just pinned theirs back and just got after it. And the Chargers offensive line just fumbled. They crumbled. That's a better way to say it.
Yeah. And then the last thing I'll say, the Patriots were able to do that. And Devontae Parker, who is their clear best receiver, did not play against the Eagles. And he was at practice today in warm-up. So hopefully he's able to go and can come back and make an impact.
Yeah.
So
I absolutely see the Dolphins win, but I think you're right. Just overall matchup. I think at least for me, you're also the big fan. But
yeah, I'm biased.
easier.
I'll say it.
And then for me, the gut says it's I I can see more ways of the Patriots winning this than the Dolphins. I feel like the Dolphins are going to have to do something similar to what they did last week, and they absolutely can. I mean, they did it once, but this is going to be a much tougher defense to do that against.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and wrap this video up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to win this AFC East matchup on Sunday Night Football. Is it going to be the Miami Dolphins, the New England Patriots? Let us know down below. And other than that, we will see you guys next time.